bud. Sepals are found in near the green part or the green part under the flower. Sepals are the exterior parts of the flower that protects the interior flower when it emerges. Sepals are typically green and leaf-like. You can see it under the petals. It is also the first part of the flower to grow, forming at the uppermost end of the stem and creates a bud around the emerging flower. It also protects the flower as it grows and prevents it from dying. Second part of the flower is petals. Who can read the definition of petals?
The parts of the flower that
Are often
are often
conspicuously colored. What do in observing the environment, what are the most common color of the petals?
red,
Red.
pink,
You can also see white and orange petals of the flower. Petals exist to draw pollinators to the flower. It is the reason that they are often brightly colored, showy, and interesting patterns and sizes. It is called also corolla. It differs in color, size, and shape. Do you realize that flowers have good smell and doesn't have beautiful petals? For example, the roses are flat, whereas the edges of them curl up or under. Those with a really fine texture have no scent at all. If humans are males and female organ, has also those organs. This is called the carpel and the stamine. Carpel is the female organ of a flower, and extending it up to the accessible part of the flower for pollinator reach or for the wind to disperse the pollen. And the other parts of the flower is the receptacle, the part of the flower, the flower stalk where the parts of the flower are attached. This is the receptacle. Again, what are the parts of the carpel?
Stigma,
And the part of the stomach or the male reproductive system of the flower? Very good. With all pollination is the act of transferring pollens from pollen grains from the male anther to the flower to the female stigma. Pollen contains the male gametes or the sperm of the plant. The pollen is transferred from the anthers where it is produced to the stigma where it germinates, forming a pollen tube. The pollen tube then transferred to the male gametes of the female gamete or egg cell which is contained inside the ovule. Once the sperm reaches the egg cell, it fuses with it to form a zygote and fertilization takes place. The reproductive success of plants and consequently their survival and evolution depend on it. A large range of insects depends on the pollen, and the nectar provided by a flower and many animals are dependent on the seeds and fruits produced as a result of pollination. For you, based on what you have learned, why pollination is necessary in our ecosystem? What are your ideas? Just based on your own understanding.
Teacher, pollination is important because it leads to the production of fruit we can eat and seeds that will create more plants.
Okay, very good. We are done with our discussion. Do you have any questions?
Not so far.
I guess you are already understand our lesson for today's activity. I will divide the number of class equally. With the use of flashcards, I'll be showing random questions and pictures of each part of the flower, and you will be going to identify what part it is. Each round, you are given 2 minutes to think the answer. You should choose a representative to answer the question. First group to raise their hands will be the first to answer. The group with the most numbers of points is the winner for this activity. Individual scores are based on your group points. Are the instructions clear?
Yes, teacher.
Are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
And you now go to your respective groups. Let's start the first round of our activity. What part of the flower is this? Group 1, raise your hands first. Very good. Now group 1 has 1 point. Number 2 question. Okay, now me. Group 1. What part of the flower is this?
stigma,
Very good. Now, group 1 has 2 points and group 2 has no points at all. Third question. It is the first part of the flower to grow, forming at the uppermost end of the stem. Group 1.
side,
Wrong.
stigma,
Wrong.
ovary,
Wrong. I will just give the answer. It is flower at the base of the carpel?
Stamen.
Stamen. Very good. Last question. Its main function is both connect the stalk to the flower and support the flower. Group 2? Okay, the activity has done. Group 1 has 4 points and group 2 has 5 points. Group 2 has the highest score. Later I will record your score individually. Now you can go back to your proper seats. Okay. For today's activity, you are going individual sheets and you are going to label each part of the flower. Now, without looking in the pictures, you are given 10 minutes to answer your activity. Your timer starts now. Are you done?
Yes, teacher.
Pass your papers to the front. For your assignment, in your book, study in advance, pages 83 to 84. Prepare for a test next meeting. We're all set? I hope you understand our lesson today. The classes has been done. Goodbye and see you next meeting.
Goodbye.